Hi everybody, we're going to talk about the 4 mistakes you absolutely need to avoid like the plague when you're entering into a negotiation. Even the best negotiators can make mistakes, and as the old saying goes, when we fail to plan, we plan to fail. So let's talk about what these 4 mistakes are that you want to avoid. Mistake number 1 is failing to plan. So if we're going to be successful in negotiating, we need to go into that negotiation with a lot of situational analysis and detail and understanding of not only our position, but of the position of the person that we're negotiating with. We need to understand their interests, their concerns, why they might think it's a good thing to say yes to our proposal, why they might think it's a good thing to say no to our proposal. If we put ourselves into a position where we have planned and we have a lot of detail and data and understanding, we set ourselves up for success in negotiation. Mistake number 2 is what's called the availability bias. This is where we rely on information that comes to mind easily or is readily at hand. So we put way too much weight on information that is right there in front of us, rather than on information that might require a little bit of digging and a little bit of investigation. So the point of this mistake, or how to avoid this mistake, is essentially don't rely so much on gut feel, on what you feel. Rely on facts and figures and data much more. Mistake number 3 has to do with relying too much on secondary data. Now, this is where we might be relying on sources that seem credible, like annual reports or third-party data, third-party analyst reports and things of that nature. But we need to make sure that they're not skewed, that there's not some sort of bias that the other party or the researcher is bringing to the table. So it's really looking at that secondary data with a little bit of critical thinking and questioning our sources. The final mistake that we need to avoid is what's called the confirmation bias. And this bias is really sneaky because when we see data or when we hear opinions, we gravitate toward information and opinions that confirm our opinions. That's the confirmation bias. So the way to combat this and avoid making a mistake is, again, to use critical thinking, to question and be objective and self-reflective about where our biases are, and if we are in fact falling prey to this confirmation bias, where we're only talking to people or looking at data or seeking out opinions that confirm what we want to be told. Thanks for watching. Click on the left to subscribe and on the right to check out our other great videos. We'll see you in the next video.